The Secrets of Fruit. Text, Xue Yu. Illustrations, Junyan. Photography, Zhang Yiwen. Taiwan is the fruit kingdom and produces a wide variety of fruits. Do you know all these fruits? You have seen some types of fruit tree leaves before. Some types of fruit tree leaves you have never seen before. What kind of tree do these leaves come from? Do you know them? Some fruit tree leaves have special shapes. They're easy to recognize. But sometimes leaves from different fruit trees look alike. It's not easy to tell them apart. These long leaves are a little bit serrated. They are pineapple leaves. Hard leaves with downy undersides are from loquat trees. If someone has a cough, these can be boiled as a remedy. Big and broad leaves are banana tree leaves. Have you heard of plantain fans? The leaves of plantain and banana trees both are very large. They can be used as fans to provide cool air. Papaya leaves are also very large, but they show valvate dehiscence. Grape leaves are also valvate dehiscent, but smaller. Carambola leaves are quite small, and their shape is similar to the carambola. Lychee and longan leaves are very similar, and you can only tell them apart by looking very closely. Trees only fruit after their flowers have bloomed. What kinds of flowers form good-tasting fruits? Do you know these flowers? Some fruit tree blossoms are fragrant. Some fruit tree blossoms are beautiful. Some fruit tree blossoms are very small. Both the flowers and leaves of the carambola tree are small. The flowers of guava and wax apple are white and with an entangled shape. Pear blossoms are white and fragrant. Apple blossoms are fuchsia-colored. The flowers of tangerines, pomelos, and oranges are very similar. They are white and very fragrant. These light yellow conical clumps are mango flowers. On white passion fruit blossoms, the bases of the petals have purple halos, which are very beautiful. Peach blossoms are red. Pear blossoms are white, and in spring they compete for attention. Most fruit grows from the ovaries of flowers. Take sugar apples, for example. There are many ovaries on each flower. The processes for pollination and fertilization are similar to aggregate fruits like strawberries. If some ovaries are not completely fertilized, the result will be deformed fruit. Other fruits grow out of the receptacle. Apples are one example. Apple blossoms depend on insects to act as a medium for pollination. When the hypanthium or receptacle wall are thick, they become the flesh of the fruit we eat. There are also strawberries. The flesh of the strawberries that we eat is in fact the flower's receptacle. Strawberries adhere to the external surface and are small. Meanwhile, the seeds are hidden inside the fruit. There are also fruits that grow amidst bunches of many flowers. Take, for example, pineapple. Clusters of flowers produce pine cone-shaped aggregate fruit. Hundreds of small flowers in a spiral arrangement together grow a cylindrical fruit. Each pineapple scale emerges from one flower. When we eat guava, grapes, and carambolas, we eat what grows from the enlarged ovary wall. For kiwi fruit, the more complete the pollination, the more seeds there will be and the larger the fruit will be. Mangoes depend on insects to spread pollen. Mangoes have very large seeds, but if you eat a mango that has no seeds, that's because it was poorly pollinated. Bananas for daily consumption have no seeds. Each tree produces female, male, and neuter flowers, so there's no need for pollination. After the flowers wither, it's the enlarged ovary walls of the bract that become fruit. Fruit is delicious and nutritious. Different kinds of fruit have different kinds of nutrients. Fiber helps with digesting food, preventing constipation and rectal cancer. Fruit has lots of water and dietary fiber, and you feel full when you eat it. And you will eat less of other foods, so you won't get fat. Moreover, fruit has no cholesterol. It's an alkaline food, and it's good for the body. Iron is an essential ingredient for hemoglobin and can prevent anemia. Phosphorus is an essential ingredient for skeletal and tooth development. Calcium is an ingredient in the formation of the skeleton and teeth. Potassium can adjust the heartbeat and muscle action and prevent high blood pressure. Vitamin A can prevent and cure night blindness, dry eye syndrome, and keratosis pilaris, dry skin. If you lack vitamin A, you can easily catch the flu and cannot fully recover afterwards. Vitamin B1. When it's lacking, the person is susceptible to beriberi and will lose his or her appetite and become depressed. Vitamin B2. When it's lacking, the person is susceptible to angular cheilitis. Vitamin C. When it's lacking, the person is vulnerable to colds and flu, and capillaries and gums will bleed, which are symptoms of scurvy. Vitamin C can prevent the skin from darkening. Some fruits are expensive. Some fruits are cheap. Expensive fruits are not necessarily better than inexpensive ones. Some fruits have high nutritional value, but the price is low. The vitamin A content of 4 big apples is only equivalent to a small slice of papaya. The vitamin C content of those apples is only equivalent to a small slice of guava. Mangoes have 105 times as much vitamin A as apples or oriental pears, while papayas have 12 times as much. The vitamin C in guavas is 20 times as much as that in apples, and 60 times as much as in oriental pears. When you buy fruit, you have to follow the seasons. Each type of fruit has a fixed production season. Fruits grow best when they are in season, and that's when production volume is highest. That's why in-season fruit is delicious and inexpensive. When you eat fruit, you also have to consider timing. Some fruits can be eaten as soon as they are picked, while others only taste good after they've been ripened. For example, pomelo needs to be set aside for about a week before you eat it. Then it's sweeter and tastes better. Some fruits can be put in the refrigerator to preserve their freshness. Some fruits cannot be put in the refrigerator. For example, sugar apples have to be left out for several days and turn soft before you eat them. If you put sugar apples in the refrigerator or wrap them tightly in a plastic bag, they can't become soft and will turn black. Fruit is still alive after it's picked. Some newly purchased fruits have to be placed in the refrigerator to preserve freshness. Bananas do not do well in the cold, so they will turn black if placed in a refrigerator. Pineapples are sensitive to low temperatures, so if you put them in the refrigerator for a certain period of time, the flesh becomes soft and pulpy. When you pick and eat fruit, you have to choose the right position. Fruit from the sun-exposed part of a tree will be darker colored and sweeter. When the same type of fruit comes from different positions, the sweetness will be different. We often hear people say, the head of a pineapple or the tail of a watermelon. This refers to the fact that the head of the pineapple grows on the bottom while the tail grows on top. When growing, the small fruit at the head of the pineapple develops more quickly, so the head is sweeter. It's exactly the opposite for watermelons. When fruit farmers cultivate fruit, different kinds of reproduction are used for different kinds of fruit. For example, farmers cut away suckers growing on the sides of banana trees and nurture them into banana seedlings. When transplanted into orchards, for the great majority of fruits, cutting, grafting, and layering methods of reproduction are used. Grafting is used to reproduce oriental pear trees. Only a minority of fruit plants and trees grow out of seeds. The seeds of papayas can be used to reproduce new papaya seedlings. In the past, many fruits in Taiwan did not taste good. Guavas were small and hard. Carambolas were acidic and astringent. And oriental pears were hard and coarse. But after many years of work by agricultural technicians and fruit farmers, there were increases in both quality and production volume. In addition to this, agricultural technicians are working with fruit farmers to enable many fruit trees to blossom and fruit when we need them to, thereby adjusting the production season. Now, Taiwan has delicious fresh fruit all year round. No wonder Taiwan is called the Fruit Kingdom. Pruning is used on carambolas, sugar apples, grapes, and guavas to promote the emergence of new buds, which then blossom and fruit. High-grafted pears. After the gemma of oriental pear trees undergo low-temperature treatment, they're grafted onto branches of the local Hengshan pear tree, which can bring blossoming and fruiting forward. If wax apple trees are irrigated for 1 to 1.5 months, this causes the old leaves to fall, making way for new buds, blossoms, and fruit. In this way, the flowering period can be controlled in order to adjust the fruiting season.